I was recording a video going over, it looks like 10 pencils, and going back over it, the framing wasn't great, and I think some of my language was a little bit off. So I'll probably do that another day. What I want to show you is one pencil from that collection, and this is an initial impressions. I got this yesterday, and it's a somewhat weird pencil for those of us who don't live in Germany. This is from a brand called Manufactum, and looking at their website, it looks like one of those kind of, funky retailers where they sell a bunch of cool knickknacks at various prices. I can't speak to the brand as a whole. So, for any German viewers, let us know what is your experience with Manufactum. But they have this pencil. I don't know if they manufacture it um, directly or design it, or if they just buy it from someone. But this is, I guess, the Druckbleistift Aluminium 0.5 millimeter pencil. There's two others. Druckbleistift. There's the black, or the what is it called, Schwarz, and then the uh, I forget what they call it, but there's a brass version. Same design, comes in this box. Why this pencil is weird is Manufactum, to get stuff imported from Germany from their boutique site, it's pretty cost prohibitive. I mean, not that it's impossible or you couldn't do it, but it doesn't make sense for what the pencil is. It becomes really expensive. So this is not a pencil you see often. What I've seen people do here in the US, they'll do like a big order where one person will buy like 20 of them and then distribute it to people around the country. And that's a far more economical way to do it. So I've seen that done before on other pencils. And this particular one I bought off of eBay from a seller in the US. So I don't know if they were got it from a similar order or not, but that's why I have it. It's kind of unique. Comes in this box. It's very nondescript. I guess that's part of their Manufactum's whole, branding is somewhat of a minimalist aesthetic. But this pencil, the envelope is just for contrast, and so I know for framing where the camera's pointing. Here it is, and maybe even better contrast with the box here. But you can see it's aluminum pencil, as they said. Various types of finishing. The main body is, I guess you'd call it brushed or sandblasted. It has like an eggshell finish, and then a lot of the hardware has kind of a polished finish. It might be chrome coated or brass or whatever, but um, this pencil is a retracting sleeve style, and in the video I was recording, I was going over a bunch of them, and that's why I have this particular pencil. The people who in the U.S. own this pencil have spoken fairly well about it. It has good build quality, a good design, so I thought I'd try it out. And upon first impressions, here's a few things I got. One is the pocket clip is pretty good. It has good stiffness, has a pretty solid connection to the pencil body, so that's acceptable for sure. The knurling is kind of in that middle point, or that sweet spot, having enough texture that when you grip it, it doesn't slip out. Not too much that it feels like it's abrasive or irritating. So good job on there. The mechanism. So it's a pseudo dual knock. You actuate the pencil once, then it locks, and then you just press the button again to advance the graphite. And then this pencil, it's sprung, so you hit this side button, And upon hitting that, the pencil sleeve retracts. Now, one thing to note, if you actuate, or if you try to retract the sleeve, but you have your finger on the push button, it won't retract all the way, so you can press it back in, but ideally, I guess, for this design, you want to just have the button free to move, and you hit that side release. Now the mechanism, I'm going to put it up to the microphone so you can hear how it sounds. It's pretty solid, and I'll show you the internals of it. First off, eraser, standard style eraser. It does have a jam clearing rod, which I guess for this price point is actually somewhat impressive if you bought it at retail. And even at the inflated, imported to the US price point. Comes with 3 pieces of lead, or graphite it looks like. And then, I call it graphite because I'm weird. Most people call it lead. Plastic eraser, I don't know, container thing. You can see the mechanism kind of is free to move on the inside, so kind of interesting how that works, but anyway. And then I'll show you the internals. So this pencil has 2 releases. The first one's the nose cone. That slides out. There's a spring. That's what allows the pencil to return such that the sleeve is protected on the inside. And then it's just a metal piece, and that's pretty much it. And then it's going to roll around. I'll put it over here. And then there's the mechanism. I'm going to try and get a better angle on it. Ooh, hit the camera. Let's see. You can probably see that kind of weird conical shape, and I'm going to remove the barrel grip. And sorry that it's kind of, let me adjust the, so it's a little easier to see. But it's basically this plastic barrel with the kind of weird stepped design here. You can't actually see the chuck, but that's what it looks like. And I'm trying to see if that pops out. Yeah. So I'll return. You can see how this is constructed. Audio sounds better now. There's the grip section. It feels like it's aluminum, almost plastic. It's super light. I think people forget that aluminum is lighter than titanium, so I don't see the value in building a pencil out of titanium. Just build it out of aluminum. It's plenty strong for what you're dealing with, I promise. Cheaper, all that stuff. But anyway, there's a section. Very interesting that they have threads on 2 sides. I wonder how expensive it is to do that. At the production levels, I'm sure that are maybe low, maybe not, I don't know. But you can see the design. So you first have the eraser sleeve, plastic, and then it goes into the second kind of graphite holder, and then you have this third piece of plastic which connects this graphite holder to the chuck section. So this piece actually actuates all on its own. As far as how it holds, it looks like this collar actually attaches to, on the inside here, I'm going to try and get an angle on this. This will be a little tough. Audio quality is going to dip as well, but let's see. Right there is a very small, like, I guess you'd call it a plate. And it's kind of hard to see. The button kind of pushes it out. My guess is that as you push the pencil down, this collar is caught on the plate attached to this button. As you hit this button, the spring on the nose cone allows it to retract back. Seems like a pretty simple design. I don't know how it compares to other double knock mechanisms, but that's how this is done. So now I'm going to put it all back together. I already lost the cap here. Put the cap back on. No hole in the cap top, by the way. So insert that back in. And then I just press down the slide release to allow the collar to pass to this back side. Then I'm going to attach the grip. And just so you can hear it, it does squeak a little bit. And then the other piece does squeak too. And I forget if I played the knock, but I'll play it for you again. And then I'm also going to do the slide release so you can hear that. It's pretty solid. Again, if I'm holding the button with my finger and I hit the side release, it's very soft and the sleeve doesn't fully retract. You can press it down because there really isn't anything holding it up. It's just when the sleeve is out, it's being held in place. Tension from the spring and then this lock. But yeah, it's pretty simple. I can't speak for the Schwarz version, which is, I guess, just coated aluminum, and then the brass version. Brass version might be a little bit nicer. I'm such a sucker for silver pencil, stainless steel, aluminum, that this appeals to me. Of course, the way it's constructed, it's extremely light, which may put off some people, especially for the price point when you have to go importing it. I think the pencil does a good job. I can't say whether or not it's worth it. I mean, I'll have to do it in another video just to keep this one somewhat tame, but there's other pencils you can get here in the US that are very similar, that are probably built a lot better and cost a lot less. But interesting pencil, and it has no branding, which none of the other pencils that I have that. Whether or not that's worth spending as much as this was to get it, or to have it imported directly from Manufactum's site, I don't think it's worth it. But good pencil, cool, and certainly if you want to be the guy or the individual who has something that very few people will have, this is it. Nothing else in the box. It doesn't come with any replacement erasers or anything, so it is a very tame, packaging. So I don't know why I'm putting it back in the box. I'm going to use the pencil. Interesting design. I can't say that it's my favorite. Actually, I know why I was doing it, but certainly an interesting pencil, and for the fact that it's very difficult to get, has some allure. Like anything else, limited availability increases demand in most things. Anyway, that is the initial impressions of this pencil, and you saw some of the mechanism, how it works. I'll have a video of some other related pencils, particularly the retracting sleeve type, or protected sleeve, I should say. I hope you find interesting. Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.